one of the biggest truths that has helped me in my life fully be set free from bondage about performance and sin and the horrible evil things that happen in this world and my future is the simple fact that when Christ died for all of my sins and all of everyone's sins, every sin you have ever committed or will commit, and are committing, was placed upon him. So therefore, there's nothing that you can do that will surprise God. Just like this verse in Jeremiah chapter 1 verse 5, everybody knows this one. Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee, and before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. Okay. So before you're even born, God knew everything about you before you even did it. And he still loves you, no matter what you've done. Okay? There's nothing that can take him by surprise. So, Christian, today, if you're going through something, if you've made horrible choices, if you're in a horrible position, and you don't see any way out, you don't see how you're believing the lies of the devilish lordship salvationists, okay, you think that you have ruined it with God. Well, religion always makes us feel like we've ruined it with God, and when we haven't ruined anything, because every sin we commit has already been paid for and forgotten. Okay, so that's what ticks me off. It gets me mad about people that, if you sin, God turns his back to you, as if you have surprised him and he just couldn't believe that you would do that. No, that's not the Christian life. The Christian life is God is there inside of you, and he's never going to leave you, and he's never going to turn his back on you. How could he turn his back on you if he's inside of you? He's part of you. You're a new creation in him. He accepts you the way you are. Not to say that if a person is dabbling in wicked sin right now, then that's okay. No, it's not okay. Sin's not okay. But God already did something about it. Now it's up to you to be conformed to the image of Christ, or to not. And another thing, I mean, the more you fight against the Holy Spirit, the more you just be rebellious, Christian, you're going to have a hard, ridiculous time. Okay, because you're constantly quenching the Spirit. And that's where a lot of your problems are going to come from, when you keep fighting God and you don't just let go and let God. Okay. Because living the Christian life is not about you never sinning. It has nothing to do with that. Living the Christian life is about trusting Christ more and more each day. And how are you going to react to what's happening in your life? That's what you can control. My father always taught me. My dad always taught me. It doesn't matter what anybody does to you. You have no control over what somebody does to you, but you can control how you react to that. My dad always instilled that in me. And I think about it all the time. How random people, like the other day, for instance, a little story I want to tell. A guy that I work with, okay, he works in a different department than I do in the plant that I work at, just comes up to me one day and just is being ridiculous towards me for no reason at all. I have nothing against this person. I've never gotten an argument with him before. I've never done anything to him. I've never hardly even talked to him. This man comes up to me and starts in on me questioning me about my job, just getting under my skin, okay, being very condescending, just out of nowhere. And I was like, okay, I know what's going on here. I've done nothing to deserve this from this person. I haven't even said a word to him. I haven't done anything. And this person is coming up to me, trying to get under my skin and messing with me. Okay, my first knee-jerk reaction was to, and I kind of lost control there for a minute. Jumped off my forklift and kind of got in his face. Okay. But then I caught myself before I went too far. See, because I hardly let people at work get under my skin. But this was just crazy. Okay. And see, my first knee-jerk fleshly reaction was to jump in his face and rip his head off. Okay, but then I caught myself at the last second because I have 5 children in a family. I have people that depend on me. I can't be just doing whatever I want because of me feeling a certain way. But I knew what was going on. When I stopped myself, it was like the Holy Spirit stopped me and said, hey, take a look at the situation, calm down, and analyze it. Okay. There's spiritual attacks all the time. I'm not trying to act like a person that's, everything's the devil. Those pile of leaves got blew over. It was the spirit. I'm not like that. But when things like this happen, it falls right in place with biblical stories a lot of times. Okay. That antichrist spirit, that fleshly spirit, okay, wanting to attack the children of God. And I don't know anything about this man. I don't know if he's saved or not. I really don't. But I do know it was a crazy scenario. And I just remembered what my father would always teach me. You can't control what people do to you, but you can control how you react. Okay? But see, if you do not have the Holy Spirit inside of you, 99% of the time, you're going to swing. Okay? You're going to follow through. Okay, most of the time with what the flesh wants you to do. Okay, and we as Christians follow through with what the flesh wants us to do when we fail. Okay, but thank God that's not according. Okay, our salvation is not according to that. But I just wanted to tell that little story. It happened the other day. Just a little example of trying to, control how you react towards people. And if you have the Holy Spirit inside of you, a new creation, it becomes a lot easier sometimes to do that. But no matter being saved or not, I'm not saying, if you're saved, you're automatically never going to lose your temper. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that the Holy Spirit's always there in every little altercation like that. Okay? And if you just calm down for a second and listen, okay, to the Holy Spirit inside of you, alright? And I find the way the Lord, how the Lord talks to me sometimes, okay, I could just get a thought deep down inside, hey, you need to do this more, like loving my children and my wife. Sometimes me and my wife would argue or talk or something, I'd cut her off a lot, and I would just get this thought, hey, let her talk, okay? Or with my kids, I would just get this thought deep down within, hey, you need to spend more time with them. Alright, or something like that. I'm not saying every little thought you get is automatically God. I'm just responding to people and choosing how you react. Okay? And understanding that God knows everything from the beginning to the end, and nothing catches him by surprise. So whatever you're going through, it is not the end of the world. And God's right there with you every step of the way. Okay. But I'm going to end this video. I just want to tell that little story. Just wanted to talk a little bit about it. We don't catch God off guard. Everything we've done, everything we're doing has been paid for by the blood of Jesus Christ on the cross 2,000 years ago. Going into work, guys. God bless everybody, and everybody have a great day.